Hey all, Emily Rose here. Many of you already know me, but I'm a professional Lenormand and tarot reader, and I'm also the creator of the Lenormand Foundations class, which is coming back your way very soon. The doors will open a little bit later this month. And I wanted to come on here. This is kind of like a impromptu type of thing. I'm not setting things up to be perfect or anything like that. I just felt this insane pull the other day to do a lot of readings for a lot of people. I'm not quite sure what exactly that's about, but one thing I've learned as, being a professional reader for quite a while is that reading psychic gifts, intuitive gifts, whatever you want to call it that you have, you may channel information, it may be working through you, but you don't truly own those things. And I think if you want to expand your psychic abilities, expand your consciousness, things like that, there's a lot of listening, surrendering, and taking risks. And that's really what I feel like this is here. I felt very strongly the other day. I was just taking care of my daughter, watching her, and I felt this opening that started happening. Now, if you're not in the psychic world, you're not in the card reading world, this may sound really bizarre, but that's what I felt. And I felt that I needed to get into that channel and explore it. So I asked you guys for your questions, and I got a number of them on Instagram and in the Think Like a Lenormand Pro group. I'm going to get as many as I can here today, and I may not get to all of them, but I'm probably going to answer more at a later time as well. Now, I do have some students / clients in Muggle to Magic, which is where I help the mystically minded, card readers, energy workers, all those types of folks really figure out what they want to do with their gifts, with their spirituality, with their woo, if you will, and how to take that to the next level, how to bring that forward to a new place in their life that feels aligned for them. Some of them want to start businesses. Some of them just want to see what else is possible with their gifts. When I talk to them, I'm not a fan of doing free readings in almost any circumstance for a number of reasons, but I really felt like this is different. I feel like I'm opening up a new channel, I'm exploring it, and so I just felt this strong pull to do it. So I'm honoring the mysterious forces at work here and doing what feels aligned for me, and seeing all the questions that came through, it seems like it's aligned for you as well if you asked a question. So that's what's going on here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I'm purely just going to do what comes to me, and we will go from there. So before I do any readings, I have a little spiel that all my clients know I say before every single reading, and that is that all the futures we're going to talk about today are all possible futures. If there is something that arises that you are not resonating with, there is almost always a way to impact or change it. And that's because I'm only asking my guides, the cards, your guides, for information that is helpful, actionable, and in your best and highest good. And I ask that if it is not helpful, that it does not show up. So that way we're only working with things that you can do something about, that you can impact, or that will be in your best and highest good to know at this time. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to start with Sarah's question. And I don't really want to say what your guys' handles are because I feel like it's private. So I'm just going to go with like a nickname for each one, but you know what your question was. So I'm sure you'll be able to identify. But I'm going to start with Sarah's. And she asked the question, I feel the divine coming into my life more. What can I do to encourage this? This is a great question, Sarah. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a couple cards for Sarah too. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this, Sarah. So I wrote down a couple of things here. First of all, in my scribbles, I saw the forest. I just saw it so strongly, and I feel like you spending time in the forest is essential, but to go like another level up, which this is a big ask, but can you live in the forest? Is that doable for you? Because I feel like what you're doing in your life in terms of like work and things like that, you have a lot of forces that are pretty counter to that feeling that you have. And this feeling, I feel like it's like almost like a wisp of smoke is the energy of it. It's like coming up through you and feeling like it's there, but you can't quite grab onto it. You can't quite pin it down. You know it's there, like you almost smell it, but you don't know what to do with it. And I think that's because it hasn't come to a full fire yet. There's just a little bit, there's an ember, there's a little bit of smoke coming from it. So something about forest energy is essential for you. And I feel like you are getting out there, you are able to be in the forest, you feel called to it, but it's really important that you spend as much time there as possible. And if you can live in the forest, that would be ideal. I feel like you have a lot of healing gifts, and I feel like the healing gift, I feel like your touch can be really important for people, but also just your presence. I feel like you have a very calming presence. And I think that being in that environment is going to help. And that's going to help you connect. And I wrote immersion here, being immersed in the forest as much as possible too. So if you can camp, if you could backpack, if you could do things like that, I think that's going to help. I asked like kind of more real world, you know, because obviously you can do these things, but like, what can you do? I feel like it, you know, your partner, you know, your husband, your partner, I feel like he's going to play a role in this. Like, first of all, what can you give to him? What can you offset to him? You know, kind of being a little strategic about like what you give him, and have him do that. And also like, I think bringing like romance into your life. We have Ace of Cups here I'm using the Voyager Tarot, which, you know, says ecstasy. So I think bringing some of the spice back into the relationship will help spark that flame too. So I think like, because you're just purely feeling when you're in a romantic sense, and then also connecting to the forest as well. So I think those two elements, and then also just like almost employing your husband to do more, to what like day-to-day type busy tasks can your husband do? And also like have some fun with him, have some sexy fun with him. That's what I'm getting for you, Sarah. So I hope that helps. Okay, so this next reading is for Madeline. She wants to know if her partner and her will get through this rough patch together. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull cards here for Madeline. Yeah, okay. Let me go ahead here. Okay, so I just pulled some cards for Madeline here. And what I'm getting is you have a lot of things to work out with your partner. Obviously, you're in a rough patch. I think this is your partner here. I don't assume any genders even with cards, so I'm just going to use they. I felt like, you know, so I'm just going to say they here. So what I'm seeing is that there's kind of a lot of elephants in the room, if you will. I feel like there's a lot of things that have not been directly addressed. It's not necessarily hidden, like y'all know what these are. It's very like plain to see what they are. So it's almost like, why even talk about it? Like, why even deal with it? So they're just there. There's just a lot of these things there. And I feel like it's all to do with your home life. And there's like a big problem with your home life. I feel like this is like the way that people live. And this could be like, the different extensions that you guys have as people. So this could be like, different things that you're bringing to the environment, different animals, different living styles, different things. This is all about home, what it looks like. And I also feel like where is in question too. It seems like it's all about the logistics of home. That's what I'm getting here. And it looks really challenging to deal with. So I just asked, like, show me the next 6 months of your relationship. So I'm not seeing a breakup here in the next 6 months. I'm just seeing these problems continue to surface. So what I got here was advice for you, and you got 2 aces. I really feel like new energy needs to be injected here. And I think that, you know, with the Ace of Worlds, you have success. So like Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Wands, illumination. And this says success here. So I do think there's potential for you and your partner to work this out. What I am seeing with, like, you know, kind of like the advice of what to do is to plant a new seed. So I think this could literally be a new place. I think like something different. I'm feeling different, something new. Like, stop treading these paths that you guys have been walking down. Like, I feel like you're seeing it in almost a binary way of like this or this. And I feel like there's more options available to you. So like, this could be a really great brainstorm that, like, thinking way outside the box. So maybe you get yourself in a different environment. Maybe you guys go on vacation, you get yourself somewhere different. And then think about these things, talk about these things in a different way. Because there's limitless possibilities for you and your partner with what your home life could look like. And it may be non-traditional. It may be totally different. And I asked what the outcome was here, and we have time space in this, which is like the Judgment card kind of. And I feel like, especially in this deck, this is like zooming out and seeing more. There's more going on in this particular deck. So I think like, I think, you know, this is kind of a wishy-washy answer, but I don't see you guys breaking up in the near future. I think you're going to continue to work through this, inject some new energy into it, and I think the result will be a new perspective. Zooming out, seeing what's possible, but I'm not seeing a breakup. I'm not necessarily seeing like kumbaya moments, so I think you're kind of in the middle. So bring some new energy to the relationship and to this situation. And I think that there's definitely a possibility to work through this. Okay, this next question is for Ragini. And Ragini is starting a new practice and wants to know how the next 2 to 3 months will go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So immediately, Ragini, when I just tapped in, the phrase that came to me is, this is a long time coming. I feel like this practice that you're doing is a long time coming. I feel like it's soul-based. I feel like it's important work that you're doing. I kept seeing like a tree trunk or some type of plant, like, you know, yeah, I guess a tree trunk. It was like thinner though for some reason, but it seems like it's something that has been growing underground for a long time and it's ready to come out. And that makes a lot of sense starting with the garden here, because I'm seeing like this is out, it's out in public, like people are talking about it, like it's finally there for people to see. And this is also about like kind of solidifying relationships in a way, you know, and I also feel like this is the beginning. It's going to take some time. So even though I feel like you're not starting from scratch with growing this, it feels like there's a lot more growing to do before you actually start to see blossoms on the trees before you actually start to kind of see the fruit of your labor, you know, to be really cheesy about it. So I think this is going to take a while. This is about making connections. These first 2 to 3 months are really about making connections with people. It's about, you know, creating, I hate the word buzz, but kind of like creating some buzz and then solidifying people that are going to come back again and again. And this is a slow roll for you, but it's lasting. It looks like you're cementing something. So even if it feels really slow, I kind of feel like that's okay right now, because you're creating something lasting and that people are going to come back to again and again. So I think you're going to focus on this relationship building, and you're playing the long game with this, which makes a ton of sense because, like I said, it's been a long time coming. You've been working on it. So let me pull some advice for you here. Okay. Advice for Ragini over the next 2 to 3 months regarding your practice. Yeah. Okay, so you have the 6 of Wands, which is trust in the Voyager deck here. But also I have to think of the, you know, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck as well, where you have all the people supporting you. You're coming in on a horse. But what you have here is trust. So I think this is trusting that this is going to grow. This is going to become solid and stable and something you can rely on, but also it's about those relationships. It's about, you know, I think of 6, a card of the Lovers as well. It's about finding people who are the right fit for what you're offering and creating bonds that are going to keep those people coming back again and again and again, and trusting that that's going to happen. So that's what I'm feeling for you, Ragini, and I'm wishing you the best of luck as you're starting your new practice. Okay, this next question is for Jennifer. I'm going through some life changes and can't see where I'm headed. What's next? Okay, let me go ahead and tune in for Jennifer here. Okay, Jennifer, I'm getting a ton for you. I actually do know Jennifer though, you know, full disclosure. So it makes sense I'm getting a lot for her because I know how freaking spiritual she is. So, okay. I'm just gonna ask what's up next because I got a very high level what's going on. Let me see like day-to-day, like, let me reread your question fully. Okay, I'm going through some life changes and can't see where I'm headed. What's next? Okay, just what's coming up next. All right, I'm feeling, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer. Oh my God, am I getting a lot for you? So I drew this like wackadoodle drawing. And I feel like this, I keep seeing you like in this stream. And this is like, I kept seeing 2 planes of existence for you that are happening. I feel this stream, which I kind of feel like is Muggle World. It's like this really fast-paced river that you get in, but that you keep getting spit out of. Like, I feel like this could be like leaving jobs, or a job just like not working, or like things just don't feel right and you like the world literally spits you out. That's what I'm feeling with this. And then I feel like it's spitting you out on this plane. Oh my God, let's see if I could rate this. I said plane of consciousness staring at God. Whoa, but that, like I said, I know Jennifer, I know she's spiritual, so it makes sense for her from what I know of Jennifer. So I feel like you get spit out and then it's like this, I keep seeing this like barren place where you literally lay down and look up and you're in this new phase of consciousness, and it's almost it's like, it's not that you can't handle it, like that's the wrong way to put it, but I'm struggling to find the words. It's like this is not suited for this world that we're in, so then you jump back in the river and then you get spit out, and it's like this cycle that just keeps happening again and again and again. So I asked like, what's next for you? And I saw you jumping out again on this plane of consciousness. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna like lose your job or something like that. You might be switching jobs from what I saw here. We'll get to that. But I think like the question your guides are asking, because I'm like, okay, the cycle keeps happening. Like, what does she do then? Your guides are asking, who else is on this plane? Like, I think you're being asked to kind of look around when you get spit out on this plane, like who exists here with you? Because I don't think you're alone. It feels like you're alone, but I think the next time that you feel this energetic shift, like go out and look around and ask like, who is here with me? Okay. So, and I think they're going to help you to stay on that plane and maybe build something there. That's, I think, that's where I'm going with it. Okay. This is probably only going to make sense to Jennifer. I feel like people are watching this, they're like, what the heck? All right. So I asked like, what's coming up next for you? I want to start with this one, which is the child. So I think there's something new. So I think what you're feeling makes a lot of sense. I'm definitely feeling this. And I think like it's what's kind of coming up here that I'm feeling, it has to do with work. And I feel like this is just like a struggle in general, or like something that's always talked about. And I think like there's this pull to be comfortable with where you are. And I feel like this is like a central theme of your life, is like, how can I be comfortable where I am? And really what this is talking about is finding a home and potentially like getting an offer that allows you to move somewhere where you're closer to people. And I think that these are also going to be people who are on your plane of consciousness. So like, that's the question, is when you feel like you're spit out on this plane, who's around you there? That's where to go. Like, that's what to focus on. That's what to do, because I feel like you know how to be on your own. And I feel like this next phase is about how to be in that plane with other people. And so it's really about, you know, like this is like getting an offer to be somewhere where you can be around those people. And having something comfortable with work, that I think just letting work for you, so it doesn't feel like this constant river, this constant stream that you're being spit out on, if that makes sense. Okay, and then going over here, what I'm feeling like is happening, I feel like this is the river a little bit. And I feel like it's asking you to make a choice with like which one you're kind of fully committing to. I feel like this is kind of saying you're going to commit to just like something that feels comfortable, but like it feels very binary right now. Like it feels like very this or that. Like, okay, I'm either in the river or I'm fully spiritual, I'm doing my thing. And I know, like, I'm not saying you don't inject spirituality into your daily life even when you're like full on in it. But it might feel like that for you. So I think you're being asked to make a choice and to kind of have it be long lasting. And I think like wherever you move next or wherever you call home next, I think you're going to stick for a while. And it's important that you feel comfort and having people around you that are on your level. They're on your level, dude. You need people who are on your level because you are so, like, I don't want this to sound elitist, but like you are so ascended with the type of information you get, with the type of consciousness you're working with. I'm like lacking terms for you, Jennifer. Like you're going to have better terms for this than me. You need to be around those people. So that's what's coming up next. You're being called to that. Okay, I'll stop talking because I could talk to you forever, Jennifer, about what's going on. So there you go. Okay, now that I got Jennifer's out of the way, I can read other people's. Jennifer, your energy was like coming through so loud, it was insane. Okay, let's move on to, I'm just going to call this modern days. They want to know what is coming up for my career moving forward. All right, so this is modern days. What's coming up with your career moving forward? Okay, let's see what comes up. What's coming up for Andy's career? Yeah. Okay. So what I think is funny, I feel like there's so much going on for your career. And I feel like the first thing I saw was celebration. I saw like so many colors. I don't know like what you do as a career, but so I don't know if you work with designs or if you do, I don't know. But like I feel like it has to do with color potentially, because I just saw so much color coming in, and I feel like there's a little bit of a celebration going on. I feel like there's, I felt this like amazing electric energy around your career. Also there's like, I saw like usually the tree for me, like, yes, it can mean like family stuff or whatever. But when I'm focused like this in a career reading, it's kind of like everything you've built in your career. And this isn't just like one job in particular, or like one mode. It's like each branch might be a job, but the whole tree is your career and everything you've built and how long it's taken to build it. And I just felt like your guides are celebrating where you are in terms of like everything that you've built, everything that you've accomplished. And I don't know, I feel like you might not be feeling that way though. Like, I don't know if you're feeling like celebrating or like you've won, because I felt this dissonant energy in there. Like there's this beautiful stuff happening, but I don't know if you're recognizing it. And then that kind of came up here in this reading. Like I feel like there's some worry or anxiety or stress around the career. And I think like that could be draining some things. And what it's kind of saying like, okay, like investigating like what feels like it's taking away from that celebration, but also from the abundance that could be created, or the additional abundance that could be created in your career. Like investigating like what is that? And I also feel like visibility is a thing, or getting recognized. And I think feeling safe and comfortable in that. So there's a lot of stuff going on with your career, I feel like, but I think it's important to know, like, your guides are stoked with where you are. I feel like just so excited, like they're literally throwing a party for you, but it doesn't feel like that on the surface all the way. So I think like, you know, I'm not even going to pull advice cards, because I feel like they're saying like, celebrate where you are. Whenever you feel this like tension, whenever you feel this like, what's going on, like anxiety, stress, like investigate where that's coming from. Investigate where that's coming from. And I think that may contribute to any kind of recognition you may get. And it's also asking you, I think, to recognize that, and also to feel comfortable with where you're at in your career, and to feel like you're at home in your career. So that's what I got for you, modern days. And I hope that that helps on the next phase of your journey. Okay, this next question, I'm going to call you Crow. Crow asked, what career path should I pursue? I'm a mom, but I feel like there's more to my purpose. Okay. So I'm just going to tap in Crow and see what's going on. Let's see. I'm shedding. I've got hair all over me. Okay, here we go. So this is for Crow. Okay, so I got a few things here. The first thing I saw when I tapped into your energy, Crow, was I saw this, like, I said, like, swirling, like, red, which I tend to see chakra colors. So I see this as like a root chakra thing. And it's swirling like, and so I feel like you may feel kind of unsure about that root, which purpose is definitely driven or like a part of that root. But I also think that your purpose has to do with security in the sense of like helping people to feel secure. And I literally think I wrote down your purpose, which like doesn't happen all the way, all the time. So please feel free to adjust this as needed. Like, I don't want this to feel prescriptive at all to you, but I said like, I got making people feel secure in an offbeat way. Like, not in a typical way that people would feel secure. And I think that the way that you may make people feel secure, because I kept seeing this like red, like swirling, kind of like the red spot on Jupiter, like that kind of mass. Like I felt like a storm. And I feel like there's gifts that come out of that maelstrom or out of that storm. And I saw these things just like popping out, like little gifts coming out. And this could be like literally you making physical products, but I don't think it matters what form you're giving this to people in, but I feel like it's making people feel secure in this offbeat way. And I think one way that you're doing that is not putting a veneer on things. So you may be sharing some parts of your life or sharing things that you make that are really imperfect and feel really offbeat as well. Like they're different. It doesn't really make sense to everybody, but you're here for the people who also kind of have that same energy of that red swirling, root chakra thing going on where you don't fully feel tethered or rooted to one thing. And the reason why I'm saying this is usually when I read for people and, you know, I'm talking about root chakra, I can see it tethered to something. And for yours, I don't feel it tethered. I feel like it's swirling and that it's changeable, it's malleable. And that's really interesting. And I think that, you know, the result of that is that you don't truly feel at home in a lot of ways, or like feel like connected to a purpose or feel connected to one particular thing. But I think just like owning that, living in that, and making people feel secure in an offbeat way, I think that's really the thing to focus on here. And so I think like whatever you're drawn to doing will literally make other people feel seen. And I think people who also feel like they don't have a home, they don't have a purpose, and I don't mean like you don't feel like at home in your home. That's not what I mean. I mean like on a soul or spiritual level. I think you, and I wrote showing eccentricities, like showing your eccentricities in whatever format you feel comfortable with, you know, because some people, they love doing things like vlogs or like doing reels of their life, like, and some people that makes them hate, they want to die when they think about that, right? It could be creating physical products for people that are offbeat. It could be something like that where you're showing that eccentricity that you have, because I feel like your taste, like the taste level you have is really different, and I think it's going to appeal to people. So your purpose, making people feel secure in an offbeat way. That's what I got for you, Crow, and I hope that that helps. Okay, so next one here, I'm going to answer this. I don't know how to adopt your name here, so I'm just going to ask the question because it's really specific, so you'll know it's you. Am I meant to enroll in Bastyr University and pursue a master's degree? Okay, so this is really specific. Am I meant to enroll in Bastyr University and pursue a master's degree? So I'm just going to, I don't know how far along in the process you are with this, so I'm just going to say like, what does this possibility look like for you? Like if you're to pursue this, if you're to apply, if you're to start moving down this path, like what does that look like for you? And this is going to be in the very near future. So over the next year or so, if you decide to begin the process, what does that look like for you? And then I'm going to pull a tarot card for like what the potential looks like. this possibility is feeling hard to tap into. So I'm just telling, because that doesn't mean like it's not a good thing to do. It just means that it doesn't feel like a fully realized path. So I like to make sure to say that or address that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, I went ahead and just pulled 3 cards here. Okay, so I feel like this possibility, like I said, like tapping into it, usually I can feel like, okay, how like sure is this that this is happening? I feel like we're still in the like strategizing kind of phase and like dreaming into like what the future looks like. And trying to like, the thing I'm getting with this isn't like feeling into it. It's like planning. This is very planny. Like, how can I plan the best thing for me? And then how can I like get like any barriers or like hardships that you see in that process. So this could be like taking tests or like making sure you have the right classes or like whatever. Like there's a lot of like, okay, I'm going to try to figure out how to like make my way through that, how to gnaw away at those things as they come up. So this feels like a little bit of a climb here in terms of doing this, but I also feel like you're the type of person where you're just like success driven, and that's just, I'm not getting that from the cards. And I also kind of feel like you will just find a way to clear all those things, if that makes sense. Like you'll just figure it out. So I really feel like you can figure your way out of a lot of things. You can figure your way through this process, but I'm not feeling a lot of like spiritual energy in this process, if that makes sense. And then I got like, what's the potential? And you got the 4 crystals, which is logic. So that's kind of like the epitome of these 2 cards here. It's like very logicking, like very strategic. And like, you could do this and it would probably be fine. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a logical way for you to move forward in a way. But the thing is I feel like it may not feel like you're doing this, like linear thinking path. Like this might feel kind of offbeat for you. This might feel pretty different for you. So I asked for advice and I got the High Priestess and I got the 6 of Wands. And so I'm getting like, my suggestion based on this reading to you would be to trust in yourself, to fully trust that you are going to, I know that's so cheesy, sorry. I like to stay away from cliches, but sometimes they just fit. I think this is to really get into your own inner wisdom in a way you may not be fully used to. I feel like you're gonna have to go deeper than you normally do. I don't know if you can go on like a retreat, like if you can do something where you're getting into your body more, you're getting into your soul, like you're really feeling into it and trusting that you're gonna know the answer and that you're gonna know what that feels like. I'm not feeling like this is it. That being said, if you decided to do it, I think you would do it. I think it would be fine. I think, you know, you would figure it out. I get you're kind of like lucky or blessed with figuring things out, so I think you would do it. But I feel like there's another thing or another answer that's wanting to come through for you that you're not fully tapped into. So that would be my suggestion before acting, if possible, would be to try to tap into yourself more. And I feel like this is a level you haven't done yet. If we were doing a reading, I would go into so much more. But I'm feeling so much more for you, but I don't want this to turn into this long freaking thing. So that's what I got for you. Good luck with your decisions that you have coming up. Thank you all for watching this video. I don't normally do these types of readings where I just do kind of like free one-off type of things, but I got the download to do it, so I did it. I've just learned over time, don't question it, just do it, man. So I did. If you enjoyed this, whether you were the one receiving a reading or if you didn't, did you get value out of just watching what it looks like to see other people read? Did you enjoy it? Let me know. If you do like it, I may do more of these videos, but I want to make sure that you're getting something out of it if I'm posting it here. So let me know. If you vibe with this style of reading and you would like a reading from me, you can request that down below. And if you are into the type of cards I was using, namely these cards, they're called Lenormand. This is the Rana George Lenormand is the deck I'm using. Then I do have a free mini course, which you can find at emilyrosedivination.com/mini course. And my signature course, Lenormand Foundations, is coming back again very soon. If you take the mini course, you will be in the know in terms of when it will become available. Okay, well, thanks all, and I hope you have a divine and wonderful rest of the day.